There has been significant discussion recently regarding the civic engagement of Santa Clarans. One of the barriers to public service has been the inherent complexity of the process to seek election to municipal office. This presentation will cover what it means to serve, how to file for office, how to run for office, and other community involvement options. It's been said that service on a local city council is one of the highest callings in government. While it is important to recognize that the mayor, chief of police, and city clerk are also elected offices in Santa Clara, the bulk of this discussion, and therefore the content, will focus on vying for a city council position. What it means to serve. Serving the residents of Santa Clara can be challenging and rewarding. The policy-making responsibilities of the city council includes public safety, land use and housing, water and public power, labor negotiations, fiscal policies, and other issues that affect municipal affairs. The council appoints the city manager, who is the chief executive officer and head of the administrative branch of the city government, responsible for day-to-day administration of the tasks that support city policies. City council is a part-time position with an average time commitment of around 75 hours per month, depending on your committee assignments. Council meetings are usually held twice per month, in addition to various committee meetings and public events. The council stipend is $770 per month, with various other authorities bringing the total pay to around $1,000 a month. Council members are elected citywide by seat. The seats do not represent a geographical area and can be thought of as a slot in which they run and serve. Any registered voter in the city of Santa Clara is eligible to seek election. How to file. It's also important to recognize that while you maintain rights as an American, you also become a public figure when running for elected office. As such, various reporting and filing obligations are mandated to provide access to information for the public as they consider who will be best to represent them. Bottom line, learn to love the forms. Let's get started. The first filing process is the declaration of candidacy and creation of a political campaign committee. The necessary documents are meant to identify who is running for office and provide the public a view into political fundraising. A candidate will declare their candidacy using the Fair Political Practices Commission, or FPPC, Form 501, and the city's Declaration of Candidacy Statement. They'll then file Form 410 to generate a campaign ID number and start fundraising, or 470 if they choose not to raise or spend more than $1,000. Candidates are also obligated to file FPPC Form 460 on a schedule provided for the election cycle, which outlines where funds are raised and spent in pursuit of public office. The bulk of these documents can be found in the Preliminary Candidates Guide available on the city's website or at the city clerk's office. Additionally, candidates can view the free FPPC Candidate and Treasurer Workshop video series online at youtube.com by searching CAFPPC. Hey, I wanted to find out how I can go about getting elected. I'd like to be a council member.
Let me get you a...
The second process is formal pulling and filing of nomination papers.
Okay, good. You can start with this.
These can only be issued by the city clerk's office and are the documents that allow your name and statement of qualifications to be included in the voter information guide. Nomination papers are available starting mid-July and are due early August. Candidates are required to gather at least 20 and up to 30 signatures of registered Santa Clara voters to qualify. An optional 200-word candidate statement of qualifications may also be filed at a cost of $2,169 or $1,084 if the candidate accepts the voluntary expenditure limit of $36,800. Additional forms indicating a Chinese given name or Vietnamese name accents, if necessary, are also provided. And an FPPC Form 700 is required, outlining potential economic conflicts of interest. It's certainly a lot to remember. If in doubt, contact the city clerk's office at 408-615-2220 to schedule a more thorough review of the campaign reporting and nominations process. How to run for office. Now that you've considered the job, filed the paperwork, and started running for office, the question looms, what do I do now? It's simple. You got to campaign. Fortunately, there's a number of proven methods to campaign for public office. The election cycle is your opportunity to share who you are and why you will be the best city council member. Take notes here. It'll be a good guide for future reference. It should be clear these are examples of what many campaigns have done historically, but are not the only tactics. Certainly, some have chosen other routes, and it's your job as a candidate to find out which ones work best for you. Few have done everything or every element perfectly, but there are some recurring themes. The first step is to consider your track record. Have you been involved in the community? What are your reasons for wanting to serve? What experiences make you stand out? These are used as the base for your promotional material, printed and electronic, to define who you are as a candidate. The next step is getting your message out. This is often done by walking precincts, which are geographical blocks of voters arranged by the registrar of voters. The direct mailing of campaign material is also a common practice, as is phone banking to contact potential voters. Precinct maps like the one here can be purchased at the registrar, as well as voter information and a list of data vendors who can pull it all together in a useful format for you to campaign with. Candidate forums are also common opportunities to share your views with voters. More recently, campaigns have used websites, email, and social networking sites to campaign as well. Additionally, the endorsement process for newspapers, interest groups, and individuals can be helpful both to spread the word and garner campaign donations. To pay for these efforts, candidates often fundraise. The city has a $36,800 voluntary expenditure limit. Candidates who accept this can fundraise at up to $500 per source, while those who do not are limited to $250 per source. Likely donors can be found in friends, family, activists, and community groups, to name a few. When last measured, right around 80% of the money spent in a political campaign is on direct voter outreach. For more information about the process, your best bet is to ask someone who's run before or volunteer for a political campaign. While nuanced, the skills to seek election are well within the bounds of any Santa Claran to learn, understand, and implement. Other community involvement options. So, we've covered the role of a city council member, paperwork to run for office, and basic campaign elements to be successful. While it is a significant amount of work, there are also great personal rewards. To be clear, these rewards are not monetary, but service-minded individuals can receive great personal fulfillment from setting priorities for the city's $550 million budget in a manner that best meets the needs of the community. The satisfaction of conceiving projects and seeing them in use by the public, or hearing positive feedback from neighbors, can be highly validating. However, seeking public office is not for everyone, and you may want to serve without running for election. Or you may want to test the waters while building a record of community involvement. If that's the case, there are numerous other options available. City boards and commissions act as advisory bodies appointed by the City Council, which pertains to the library, civil service, cultural and international exchange, historical and planning issues, senior and youth policies, and housing rehabilitation. The city also sponsors a number of classes. The Leadership Santa Clara program provides a broad perspective on civic affairs. The Citizens Police Academy offers an in-depth view into public safety, and the Fire Department's Home Emergency Assistant Team, or HEAT program, fosters disaster and emergency preparedness. Information can be found online or by contacting the city manager, police, and fire departments respectively at 408-615-2200. There are also numerous civic-related groups. The Citizens Advisory Commission, Friends of the Santa Clara Library, and Sister Cities Association are all independent organizations with ties to municipal programs. Traditional service organizations such as the Santa Clara Women's League, Seroptimus, Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, and other clubs also continue to do valuable work for the community. A list of many of these can be found at the Parks and Recreation Department, also at 408-615-2200, or on the city's website at santaclaraca.gov. Regardless of if you choose to run for city council or volunteer as a community activist, there are opportunities to serve for those who have the desire. While it may take some time and effort, there are few places that yield greater dividends for the community than shepherding their trust, resources, and tax dollars in a responsible manner. It's hoped that, if you're so inclined, you will engage in the process and work hard to foster government at its best. If you'd like more information about filing to run for municipal office or applying to serve as a city commissioner, please contact the city clerk's office at 408-615-2220.